it is possible to go off-grid, I will say yes, it's possible to go off-grid. So the first thing is to understand their load profile. What is their load requirement? That will determine if they can actually go off-grid completely. The other aspect also when we are doing this for our customer is to also understand what the customer wants to achieve by installing a solar system. Understand their energy profile. We know how much energy they use throughout the year. A solution, of course, can be configured for them to take care of that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. You're welcome to another podcast section here at Basscomm Tech Talk, and I remain your host, Bibiria Agbelusi. And we're diving back into a topic that's already been discussed in our first episode, which basically was we're talking about what's a solar system, what do you need to have a solar system in your facility. But we realized that after posting this content on our social media platforms, we were able to get feedbacks from our viewers, and that's why we have important guests in our midst. He's someone that has been here before, but we are bringing him back because his conversation in the last episode struck a chord. So, Mr. Segun, you're welcome once again to another podcast section. How are you this morning?
I'm okay, I'm very good, thank you.
So we are very happy to have you this morning, and please do not go anywhere, relax, because this episode is going to be very interesting, and be rest assured that all your questions will be answered in this episode. Thank you very much. So, for one of the questions that were asked, because we had a lot of questions that were asked, but just one that caught our sight was is it possible to go off-grid? For companies that have high energy demand, is it possible for them to go off-grid, or they still need to have the electricity as a backup? Is that possible?
All right, thank you, Bibi, and it's nice to be here once again. All right, so just going straight to your question and dissecting it, if it is possible to go off-grid, I will say yes, it's possible to go off-grid. And I will also say no, that going off-grid also requires a lot of things. So the first thing is to understand, as maybe a CNI or maybe a community, to understand their load profile. What is their load requirement? That will determine if they can actually go off-grid completely. Okay. The other aspect also when we are doing this for our customer is to also understand what the customer wants to achieve by installing a solar system. So you've said, okay, they want to go off-grid. So if we understand their energy profile, we know how much energy they use throughout the year. A solution, of course, can be configured for them to take care of that. However, why I say the other part is, the solar power is renewable energy, which is power that is coming from the sun. So there are times when the sun will not be producing a lot of sun rays that the panels use to convert to the electricity. So in those times, depending on their energy profile, it might not be, the solar system might not be able to meet up. So in that case, they will need maybe like a backup, maybe like a diesel generator or a CNG plant that will complement. And so that's why I said it depends on. There are some CNI facility that their load profile might not be enough, and solar will be enough, the battery will be enough. With technology that we are having today, solid oxide fuel cells, which are also like batteries, can also complement them and support them and can make them to go completely off. So essentially, it depends on your energy profile. Okay, that will determine if you can actually go completely off grid or you need some other form of backups. that can support you, especially when the production from the sun is not much.
All right. So, thank you very much, sir. So, while you were talking, I remembered while I was coming home last week, I had a conversation of a woman. She runs a pure water factory. So, and her generator is about 6 kVA. And she has been complaining that, okay, the price of petrol has gone up and all of that. So, what kind of solution would you recommend for that type of a woman that spends so much on generator? Because she said that generator is about 6 kVA, and that's a lot. So, what scalable solar solutions would you offer her? Would you suggest for her?
All right, thank you very much. So, we've been doing this question and this example of customer. In our organization, we've been meeting a lot of this type of clients, and we have actually done something for those sets of clients. Yes, that today they are no longer depending on those generators. So, to answer your question, hybrid is a hybrid system that we'll definitely recommend for this type of customer. Okay, and this hybrid system means that that means the system can actually take from the sun, from your battery, and it can also take even from grid. So all of these sources of power, of course, will be connected to this hybrid system. However, this hybrid system will prioritize the sun, which is solar. Okay, take more of the solar, take more from the battery, and supply to this woman's load, so that she can do away with the generator, completely. So we've been doing this, and we have a lot of, different packages that can actually take care of this type of demand from our customer.
All right. So we've focused mainly on C&I, small scale businesses. Now I think it's time for us to bring it down a bit. Let's go to the students who can't afford to have their generator on 24/7, although they go to classes, but sometimes at night they need to read, but they can't afford this. So what kind of solution, are there solutions for them, for that set of people?
Valid question. So that's another class of people that also require power, like you just said. Not only students, even there are some people in the villages that don't have any form of grid. So this set of solutions are called small home solutions. Okay, what it is popularly called in the market is solar generators. Okay, so it's an all-in-one system that has both battery, you can connect panel to it, and you can use electricity source to charge it. So it's an all-in-one system, and they come in different sizes from 100 watts to 200 watts to 300 watts, up to 1000 watts of inverter size. So these solutions are meant for those category of people, and they are very affordable. The beauty is that they are very, very affordable, and students can actually take advantage of it. Also, in our organization, we have met students that have requested for this. We have met artisans that do maybe phone charging business. They run a small kiosk. People want to charge their phone, so they use this type of all-in-one system to deliver those services to their customers. So we have those solutions. Yeah.
All right, sir. So which brings me down to the most important aspect of this section is money, ego. Now the financing options. So what are the options that you have available? Is it the leasing, the outright, or is it PPA? Are there loans that people can take for them to have these solutions in their facilities?
Okay, so thank you for this question. And this is, like I said in the previous episode, this is a critical part of the whole thing we are talking about, financing. All right. Most times customers run away because when they hear the cost, solar system, because of the way our country is today, is still a bit on the high side for some people, and that is why in our organization we have financing options. We have created different, plans, different, solutions that can meet up, just like you've discussed in the course of this conversation. So we have different categories of products. We also have financing that they can actually connect to. Indeed, we are partnering with FCMB today.
Wow.
And that has started over since last year, and we've had quite a good success, exploring this financing option. We have several customers that have connected with it, and just to explain it for our viewers, so you don't have to break the bank, to own a solar system now. All you need is just small, counterpart funding. Once you're able to meet up with that small counterpart funding, about 20% of the cost. Once you're able to get 20% of that cost, with our partnership with FCMB, they will add the remaining balance, and then we'll install the system for you, and then you pay over a period of time. For instance, you can pay over 2 years, you can pay over 3 years. So it depends on the package that you want. So these financing options are quite available. That is talking about both small T&I projects, small home owners, students, like you mentioned, that want to have access to these solar solutions. Now you go to C&I. We also have financing for C&I. So like you mentioned, PPA, that's power purchase agreement, for customers that have bigger facility that wants to power their facility with solar. For instance, we've done something with a very good training institute, installing 200 kilowatt of system with 250 kilowatt peak of solar power, and then with a battery of 310 kilowatt hour. So that's a very big system, and is on PPA. These solutions were being able to be provided through this partnership with FCMB. So we urge you to join us and to come for this solar system through our company.
Thank you very much, Mr. Segun. So to buttress this, if you want to see, there are testimonies about the clients that we've offered and we've installed the solutions for. So please go to our website. And to our viewers, I hope we've been able to answer your questions well. So if you have any question on, I'm sure the question on, okay, can we go off grid? Yeah, is hybrid okay? Is this? I hope Mr. Segun has been able to answer that question for you. And for the most important part of the segment was the financing. So if it's that you already haven't had a attack that you don't have money for solar, now you know our financial options, so you know which one is best for you. If you have your money at hand and you need the solution, we are here. And if you need to pay upfront, we are here. FCMB has it covered, and we are partnership with them to bring you solar solution in your facility. So thank you once again, Mr. Segun, for this episode, and we hope that we'll get other engaging comments so that we can bring you back again to our room. Thank you once again, and I remain your host, Lucy. But before you go, please make sure to like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms. And at the end of this video, our social media handles will be